my God, he's gonna say it.
Say what?
Avengers!
Flame on!
Sorry.
That's the Black Falcon there. I tell you.
Nah, that's Captain America.
Well, beats both of you off at the same time.
But you don't even know how to beat yourself off. How are you going to beat both of us off? It doesn't make sense. You
Why are
can
you
beat
getting
yourself off.
emotional?
You're going to beat both of us off.
The first of 3 trailers for Avengers Doomsday just dropped, and we're going to talk about it. I have some thoughts, ideas, and maybe some theories, so let's get into it. Okay, so obviously I can't do a live reaction or a play-by-play through every scene of this trailer. But I did find it somewhat interesting that during the summertime, we sat through all those empty seats of all the actors that are going to be returning for Avengers Doomsday, just for in the very first trailer to be revealed that Chris Evans is back. He is the first person we see in the Avengers Doomsday trailer. After all those empty seats, the first person we see is Chris Evans. Now, there's pros and cons to that. So the pro is we all love Chris Evans. We all love him as Captain America. He does a great job as Steve Rogers. And there's also the potential for the storyline of what happened in Avengers Endgame when he was supposed to take back the stones and Thor's hammer back in time. Now, if you remember back in Endgame, he went back in time with the stones and the hammer, and then Old Man Steve came with the shield and gave it to Sam Wilson. Now, that part could be where the cons comes in, because Sam Wilson is now Captain America. And Sam Wilson just went through, he had a movie, a TV show, and it's almost like, okay, so who is Captain America for real now? I don't want to say it undermines what Sam Wilson has done, but it kind of makes it seem like it's not as relevant as it should be. Sam Wilson as Captain America, he hasn't even led a team of Avengers into anything yet, and we're already bringing back Steve Rogers. I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys something. About 90% of you guys that watch this video are not subscribed to the channel. Don't be a weirdo. Subscribe to the channel. Don't be part of the 90%. Be a part of the 10%. And let's get that 10% to 90%. So 90% of you guys that are watching are actually subscribed. That would help me out a lot. Cost you nothing. It's free and I'd appreciate it. I think another question that could be had is, who was the kid? I think a lot of people assume that it is his son. It is his child with Peggy Carter. But if Steve Rogers lived his whole life and ended up on that park bench to give Sam Wilson the shield, who was that kid? Who is that child in the main MCU, in the 616 universe? Who is Steve's son? Does he make it all the way? Does he die? Does he, go off to another universe? What happens? And that kind of leads into the theory that a lot of people think that this movie is going to be about Dr. Doom going after the children of Avengers. So if you remember, spoiler alert, but if you remember in the Fantastic Four, he was in the end credits going after Franklin. Now, we don't know if he was going after him in a malicious way or in a negative way or anything like that, but he was going after Franklin. And now that Steve Rogers has a child, we're assuming he has a child, that being shown in Avengers Doomsday might make people think, okay, Dr. Doom is going after Steve Rogers' kid also, and could potentially go and capture more children going further. So that's a theory that I've heard floated around. I'm not really the biggest fan of how Marvel has been rolling out Avengers Doomsdays as far as with the trailers going and putting it in, before the new Avatar movie and then releasing it online. I don't remember this happening with Infinity War or Endgame. I don't remember trailers leaking this blatantly, this clearly. Like, we're getting 4K trailer leaks from this movie. And maybe it's because now that I'm in the content creator space. Maybe I'm seeing it a little bit more as opposed to last time, like during Infinity War and Endgame. I wasn't making Marvel videos at that time. So now that I am, maybe now I'm seeing it more than what I normally saw. But Marvel needs to get a clamp on this thing. Like, they need to kind of get things locked down a little bit more to kind of not spoil this movie, because we're getting dangerously close to, like, okay, where's the actual trailer at? Like, they might need to scrap this whole idea of releasing 2 and 3 minor trailers before the main trailer. Like, let's just get the main trailer out there and get this thing started. You made it this far. If you have not liked the video at this point, what are you waiting for? Just like the video. Hit the like button right now. I'm talking to you. Make sure you like the video and subscribe and drop a comment. All that stuff. This is a threat. Not a threat, a warning. But it could be a threat. Just do it. Now the last thing I'll say, as far as Steve Rogers being the first person to, be seen in the Avengers Doomsday trailer, it is starting to get annoying that we have yet to see Shang-Chi back in the MCU. And it should be a layup to insert this character into any moments since his damn near $1 billion movie that came out in 2021, the critically acclaimed and box office success that was Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings. If you talk about the ending of Shang-Chi, not even the ending, in the movie, he meets up with Wong in the Abomination during the fight scenes where he meets his sister. Post-credit scene, he meets up again with Wong and then meets Captain Marvel and Bruce Banner. So now he is known throughout the Avengers, right? Let's go to Spider-Man 3. We all remember what happened with Spider-Man 3. Doctor Strange and Wong are in that movie. Wong knows Shang-Chi. Doctor Strange and Spider-Man need help collecting all the villains. Imagine if we had a scene or a minor cameo of Shang-Chi helping to capture Electro or the Lizard or the Sandman or anybody. Dr. Octopus, like, he could have helped with that. Or a post credit scene where it shows Wong trying to bring him in to help, and then maybe it's too late or whatever. But that there was a moment in that movie for Shang-Chi to be involved. Now we look at Doctor Strange 3 in 2022. Same thing. Wong knows Shang-Chi. They have this big issue with Wanda, who is a, Omega level threat. So instead of trying to do that by themselves, enlist the help of Shang-Chi, or even towards the end of the movie, do a post-credit scene cameo thing at the end where it's like, hey, there's this guy I've met. He's pretty cool, part of the Avengers now. Let's bring him on board too. Then you go to 2003, Ant-Man 3. Scott Lang lives in San Francisco. Guess who also lives in San Francisco? Shang-Chi. That's a layup. He doesn't have to go into the quantum realm or deal with Kang, but maybe at the beginning, there's a introduction, kind of like how Falcon had a minor role in the first Ant-Man, or a post-credit scene where Scott Lang comes out of the quantum realm and is introduced to Shang-Chi like, man, I'm glad you're here because there's this Kang guy that we need help kind of dealing with. Post-credit scene cameo, easy money. Then we have Captain America 4, which came out in 2025. He could have been used towards the end in a post-credit cameo as, being recruited by the Avengers. Hey, Bruce Banner told me about you. Would you be interested in joining our team? Even in the Thunderbolts that came out in 2025, there was an opportunity for the same thing, for him to be either recruited at the end or even mentioned. Like, you could just mention Shang-Chi in all of these movies, and Marvel has not done that since 2021. Now, he is going to be involved in Avengers Doomsday, but the idea that he has not been mentioned since 2021, when they easily could have introduced or even said his name in any of these movies since his debut, it's kind of annoying at this point. And while I do like the idea of bringing back Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Hemsworth and a lot of the OG Avengers, at some point Marvel needs to turn the page and start focusing on the future. I believe Shang-Chi is one of the futures of the MCU, and he should be one of the faces of the Avengers and not just a side character. But that's just a little rant. Either way, excited for Avengers Doomsday. I would like them to get the trailer release schedule under control and kind of handle all these leaks. But let me know what you guys think in the comments, how you feel about the trailer, thoughts, theories, anything. Leave them in the comments. Appreciate it. See you on the next one. Peace.
Thanks for watching, babe. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel.